Hello Libra, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw honest truth. This is your mid-April tarot forecast, and your theme for mid-April is the Wheel of Fortune. Fate, destiny, karma, massive changes, often unexpected. So yeah, if you have been planting really positive seeds, you'll be getting that back karmically. But if it's been negative seeds, you'll be getting that back karmically. So let's see what's going on for the latter half of the month. So I've already shuffled the cards off camera. Oh my, holy shit. I'm a Libra too, by the way. So like we're in this together. Wow. Oh. Wow. Holy shit. Pardon my French, but like, wow. I mean, wow. When I'm, okay, like, share, subscribe. Okay, let me just get started on this. Oh yeah, and we'll be picking destiny cards at the end, so definitely stick around for this. So what did I say? Massive changes, and I think they're coming up soon because look at what we have happening on the surface during the third week. We've got the Wheel of Fortune again. In this deck, this is controlled by the Emperor because in ancient times, the Emperor and the ruler was thought to be an extension of the divine, like a representative of God on earth. So it's almost like that connection between the divine and the earth. Look, at the end of the day, it's all really, really, really positive, but it's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of change and it's really hard. So look, this is the third week. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. That's when this massive shift is going to happen. And then beneath the surface, we've got the 10 of Discs, wealth. So I feel like this change will ultimately bring about wealth, security, land, prosperity. Your advice is the Fool, which is as an advice card, and it is positively aspected, is to go for it, go for it, go for it. Go jump into whatever this twist of fate, this change, whatever it is, jump into it like a child with no preconceived notions, with no baggage, no nothing, just with that pure innocence. Yeah. And then look, this is it's going to be painful though, because this is what's happening during the latter half of the month. Holy moly. Okay. Oh, geez. So the latter half of the month, and to be honest, like I noticed with a lot of the April readings for a lot of the astrological signs, we all seem to be, I think it might be a global thing because we all seem to be having an upheaval around the same time. So just make sure you're ready for it. Because look, on the surface during the fourth week, we've got the 10 of Swords. I'll go more into that in a moment, but beneath the surface, we've got the 9 of Discs or Pentacles, gain. And your advice is the Tower card, okay? And lots of people have been getting the Tower card. So whatever this change is, yes, beneath the surface, there's wealth. Because look, we've got the 9 of Pentacles beneath the surface during the fourth week, the 10 of Pentacles beneath the surface during the previous week, the third week, right? But on the surface, it's painful. So like swords represent like our thoughts. So this is mentally stressful. This is kind of going into survival mode, but I feel like it's going to be more of like a mental thing, like a stressful thing, not necessarily actual like, you know, life-threatening or something like that. And please do keep in mind that like this is a minor arcana card, but we've got, you know, the Wheel of Fortune twice as a major arcana card. So I feel like it's almost like it's going to be painful to gut a house that's like, how do I explain this? Like ripping the Band-Aid off, but you have to rip the Band-Aid off to have proper healing. That's just kind of the analogy I can think of offhand. But like this change ultimately is going to be like bring you a lot of wealth, security, stability in the long run, but like the process of getting there is going to be mentally stressful. Yeah, so the process is not going to be fun, but it's necessary, okay? And so like, and then the 10 is like the final, because it goes, you know, ace to 10 before you get to the royal cards. So I feel like this is the final kind of big blow, the final big stress in this whole saga of what's going on, maybe globally or in your life. And so that's like the final big last time that this painful situation is going to happen. You're going to feel like it's completely out of your control. And in some ways it is out of your control. You do have the strength to protect yourself. Like, you will get out of this. And you will get money. Like, ultimately you're going to get money, you're going to get security. This also might represent getting a like a new contract or a new house or land, or there's just some sort of opportunity. This could be your physical health, body, which is very good. And your advice card is the Tower. So as an advice card, it's just like whatever has been lost, like, let it go. You have to let it go. It's fallen apart, and that's that. And the quicker you accept it, the quicker you can mentally step up out of this victim mentality, because yes, you have been victimized, but then you are doing yourself a massive disservice if you stay in this mentality. And that's what it is, swords, thoughts. Okay, so you do, yes, this is painful, feel it, move through it, let it go. And just know nothing will ever be the same. So the quicker you can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on, the better. Comment below, like, when this happens, please tell me. I am just like, whoo, Jesus is gonna, oh my God. Ah. Okay, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. Please comment. Oh my gosh, like, I'm just a little bit dumbstruck right now. So yeah, what do you think of this? What changes are coming? Do you know? Has it started yet? Have you seen it? Do you know how it will lead to your prosperity, wealth, financial gain, security, financial security, abundance? Could also be community. Crazy times. I feel like I've become a lot more relaxed with the whole global situation that's coming on, but maybe I'm like a little bit too relaxed. I don't know. All right, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. First number that comes to your head. All right, if you picked 1, let's see what we've got. Whoa. Wow. Okay, so if you picked 1, on the surface we've got the Ace of Pentacles, beneath the surface the Moon, and your advice card is the 8 of Cups. Okay, so I feel like there is going to be some sort of new opportunity when it comes to like money, finances, where you live, land, investments, maybe physical body, security, wealth, things like that. Of a physical nature, but what you need to actually do before you focus too much on this, you actually really need to look inwards, because the Moon, like, I feel when the Moon is aspected with these cards that you really, like, instead of thinking just of the practical nitty-gritty, I think you really need to look internally and reflect. I feel like there are hidden aspects of yourself that are you might be kind of ignoring and not be taking into account, like the dark side of the Moon. You need to look at the dark side of yourself, your subconscious. And I feel like there's certain aspect of your personality and yourself that you're ignoring. And so that it would not be good to propel this opportunity that's coming your way, right? So what your advice card is the 8 of Cups, is you need to actually like really reflect deeply. Is this opportunity going to be emotionally fulfilling for you in the long run? Yeah, you really need to think about that, because it's not about money, it's not about wealth, it's not about status, prosperity. If whatever this opportunity is, if it's not emotionally fulfilling, like, then it's not gonna work out. It will be an abandoned effort in the long run. So you really need to think about the long run. And so you need to look within your shadow about that. Whew, if you pick 2, let's see what we've got. Wow. Holy moly. All right. So if you pick 2, on the surface, we've got the 3 of Cups, Beneath the surface, we've got the 5 of Swords, defeat, and your advice card is the 10 of Cups. So okay, this is kind of what I feel like. I feel like because even though like I really like this 3 of Cups card, because it's negatively aspected with the 5 of Swords, defeat, I feel like, have you kind of like become a little bit apathetic and you're like, oh, I just need to relax and just kind of hang out, and you're not really like doing anything, and maybe you're distracting yourself in a sense, because I feel like you are distracting yourself maybe with drinking too much, or like taking of drugs or some sort of substance, for example, or maybe you're like really getting addicted to online shopping or something like that, some sort of addictive behavior that is like distracting you from your internal stress, that you feel like you are up against something that you can't win against. Like mentally you're like almost having this internal battle. It could also be like an external battle, like with words and texts and messages and just a voice and video phone and things like that, right? Are you kind of like ignoring that like mental imbalance within yourself? I feel like you're really stressed and you're distracting yourself from your internal mental battle, so potentially with drinking too much and things like that. Your advice is the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups is saying that like you, even though like that you want to aim for like that complete like love and community and fulfillment. So like think about in the long run, right? If you're drinking too much, is that going to give you the like community and connection that you really desire in the long run? Like if you come out of this lockdown or quarantine or whatever with like a drinking problem or just something like that, like is that going to help? You need to think about like the long term, right? It's still our life. We're still alive. We still need to, you know, treat our body like a temple and really cherish ourselves and take care of ourselves and practice self-love and not just try and ignore the stress in our head. So think about like the kind of person you need to be, the behavior you need to exhibit, the thoughts you need to think to actually get, so that when we come out of this, you can have that community, you can have that love, you can give that love and receive that love. So yeah, please don't drink too much. If you pick 3. Oh Lord, okay, this is what I picked. Whew, okay. I mean, nothing's great, but it's better than what it could be. Okay, so if you picked 3, on the surface, we've got the Hanged Man. Beneath the surface, we've got the Empress, and your advice card is the 6 of Cups. So I feel like with, so the Hanged Man, and like these are both major arcana, so like really intense. So I feel like with the Hanged Man, essentially it's like you're stuck, right? And sometimes this can be you were put in this position, but sometimes it can be self-sacrifice, like you chose this and maybe you are stuck and you can't really go anywhere that much physically, so you really are having to look at things. You are gaining wisdom and enlightenment by looking at things from a different perspective, because often when we go around and distract ourselves, we're not with ourselves, we're avoiding ourselves. But right now, this person is with themselves and they're really learning a lot, and they're literally upside down and looking at things from a different perspective. They're quite flexible. They almost look like this is acrobatic, and you know, other people might not like realize exactly what you're going through, but that's okay. Or maybe you have a cat at home. I do. And I think that one of the things that this enlightenment, this new perspective, this patience, this sacrifice that you're making, you know, is really birthing within you like this enjoyment of life, you know, looking at beauty, really enjoying love. Like, this is gonna sound silly, but like I was out for a walk yesterday and I looked at a leaf and I just really looked at it and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because I'm so used to just going around and doing this and doing that. Like I barely go to my local park and I barely look at the leaves. So anyways, I feel like this is really allowing you to appreciate the beautiful things in life, the touch of a fabric, the warmth of a cozy blanket, the taste of a nice cup of tea. So really being stuck is allowing you to appreciate, I feel like, the little things. And with this 6 of Cups card, it's like the nostalgia card. And so I think you should, so I'm gonna have to take this advice now. I think, oh my gosh, I know what I just thought of. So for example, if there were things that you really enjoyed doing as a child that you haven't done for a while, like do it. You really need to treat your inner child. So if that's bubble baths or strawberry ice cream or somersaults or macaroni and cheese, you know, that's what you need to do. So really treat yourself, okay? Yeah. All right, so if you would like a private reading, please send me an email or check out my website. All of that is in the description box below. I do monthly, mid-monthly readings, so definitely make sure you check them all out. And if you are still here, you get a secret bonus card. Oh my gosh, but seriously, tell me what's going on with you, because let's see how this turns out for me too. Secret bonus card, moon, reflection, reflection, reflection. The dark night of the soul. Look within, into our shadow, the deepest, darkest depths of ourselves. Yes, there are monsters, but when we go past the monsters, there's treasure and wisdom. Have a great month. Bye.